$2,190. That's what hits your account on the 1st and the 15th. And somewhere between those two dates, it disappears. Not all at once, not dramatically, just quietly, completely, gone. You are not broke. You are not irresponsible. You are trapped inside the most invisible prison ever built, and it was designed to feel exactly like freedom. Level 1. The Paycheck Leash. Age 22 to 26. You know the date before you know the day. The 1st, the 15th, sometimes the 3rd if the bank is slow and the weekend got in the way. You structure your entire life around two numbers on a calendar. Rent is due on the 1st, which means the 28th feels dangerous, which means the 26th you're already doing math in your head at dinner, in the shower, in the middle of conversations that deserve your full attention. This is level 1. Not poverty, not crisis, the Paycheck Leash. You make enough to survive and just enough to believe you're fine. $38,000 a year, $42,000, maybe $51,000. The number changes slightly every 18 months. The feeling doesn't. Because the raises get absorbed, the lifestyle expands to meet whatever space you clear. A better apartment because you deserve it. A car payment because the old one was embarrassing. Subscriptions you forgot you had. Dinners that feel like self-care because the week was hard, and the week is always hard. You are not spending recklessly. You are spending like someone who believes more money is always coming. It is always coming. It never arrives. The first rule of level 1. The paycheck doesn't free you. It reschedules your anxiety by 30 days. You open a savings account. You put $200 in it. You feel something shift, something small and significant. You don't touch it for 6 weeks. This is longer than you've ever not touched it. The machine has started. You don't know it yet. Level 2. The first buffer. Age 26 to 28. $4,000. You stare at the number like it might change if you look away. It won't change. You built it. Slowly, awkwardly, by automating $300 on payday before your hands could redirect it somewhere else. $4,000 is not wealth. Financial advisors will tell you it's barely an emergency fund. They are correct. It does not feel correct. It feels like standing on solid ground for the first time in your adult life. Something subtle happens at $4,000. The low hum underneath everything. The arithmetic that ran constantly under every grocery run, every check engine light, every unexpected bill. It gets quieter. Not silent, quieter. You stop checking your balance before you swipe. Not always, but sometimes. And sometimes is new. This is what the buffer buys you. Not freedom, breathing room. And breathing room is where decisions improve. You open a Roth IRA. You put $800 in it and stare at it for 2 weeks before you invest anything. The market dips the day after you do. You almost pull it out. You don't. That decision, that specific, terrified, barely held decision to leave it alone, is worth more than the $800. Because you just proved something to yourself about who you are when it gets uncomfortable. The second rule. The buffer doesn't change your income. It changes your nervous system. And your nervous system was making every financial decision you thought your brain was making. Level 3. The side machine. Age 28 to 31. You don't call it a business, not yet. It's a thing you do on Tuesday evenings and Sunday mornings that makes $400 a month, then $900, then $1,700. You tell almost nobody, not because you're secretive, because you've learned something important about what happens when you tell people things that don't exist yet. They respond to what it is right now, not what it's becoming. And their doubt, however loving, is load-bearing in the wrong direction. So you build it quietly. You reinvest everything for 11 months. You don't upgrade anything. You eat the same lunches. Your net worth crosses $40,000. Then $60,000, and then 1 month, something happens that rearranges something inside you permanently. Your side income is higher than your paycheck. Not by much, $200 more. But $200 more means the paycheck is no longer the ceiling, it's the floor. And you understand, for the first time in your life, the difference between those two things. A ceiling caps you, a floor holds you. What you want, what you've always wanted without having the language for it, is to stand on the floor and build upward with no ceiling in sight. The third rule. The side machine doesn't have to be big to be important. It has to exist. Because one income stream is a job, two income streams is the beginning of a system. Level 4. The compounding turn. Age 31 to 34. You are 31 years old and your money made $6,200 last year without you doing anything. Read that again. $6,200. While you slept, while you sat in meetings, while you drove to the grocery store and stood in line and lived your regular, unremarkable Tuesday. Your investment accounts returned $6,200 and your side income ran $2,100 a month, and you sat with those two numbers one morning over coffee and felt something you don't have a clean word for. Not happiness, not relief, momentum. The feeling that the direction is right and the machine is real and the compounding that you read about in books and only half believed is actually physically happening in accounts with your name on them. Your net worth is $118,000. You've never had six figures before. The psychological weight of it is disproportionate to the number. You feel like you've crossed into a different category of person. You haven't, but you're closer than you think. Here's what the compounding turn feels like from the inside. It feels like the same discipline you had at level 1, the same automated transfers, the same packed lunches, the same decisions nobody saw you make, but the math underneath it has changed texture. The same actions now produce more results, not because you work harder, because time has been working while you weren't watching. A coworker asks how you afford things. You tell her the truth. She writes it down. You don't know if she does it, but she writes it down. The fourth rule. Compounding doesn't reward intelligence, it rewards patience. And patience is the only investment that never shows up on a statement but determines everything on every statement. Level 5. The quiet gap. Age 34 to 38. There is a number that changes everything. Not a net worth number, a ratio. The month your passive income covers your basic expenses for the first time, even partially, even just rent and utilities and groceries, that month is different from every month before it. You are 35. Your real estate cash flow is $1,200 a month. Your investment dividends and returns add $800. Your side business generates $3,100. Your basic monthly expenses are $4,600. The math clears. Just barely, but it clears. You are not financially free. Not yet. But you are standing at the edge of something that has no name in the vocabulary you grew up with. Your parents called it retirement. That's not it. Retirement is when you stop. This is something else entirely. This is the moment the salary becomes optional. Not gone, optional. You keep it, for now. But it has changed from oxygen to choice. And the distance between needing something and choosing something is the entire distance between a cage and a door. You run the projections, conservative numbers, stress tested, 3 scenarios. All 3 work. You sit with that for a long time. You think about the version of yourself at 22, watching the calendar for the 1st and the 15th, moving $200 to savings and moving it back, telling yourself you were not behind. You were not behind. You just hadn't started yet. The 5th rule, financial freedom is not a number. It is a ratio. The day your assets produce more than your obligations, the game changes. Not the amount, the direction of dependency. Level 6, the optionality. Age 38 to 42. A Tuesday, nothing ceremonial. No specific reason this Tuesday over any other. You wake up and you don't go to work. Not because you were fired, not because you're sick, because you ran the model and the model said you don't have to, and you decided to believe it. You make coffee. You sit by the window. Outside, the city moves at its regular speed. Everyone's somewhere they have to be. Everyone running the same calculation you ran for 15 years. The 1st, the 15th, the paycheck, the leash. You watch it from the outside now, not with contempt, with recognition. You were that. For a long time, you were exactly that. The system was not wrong for holding you. It was holding you while you built the thing that would eventually make it unnecessary. Your net worth is $740,000. Real estate generates $2,800 a month. The portfolio returns cover another $2,400. The business runs on systems, not on your presence. You do not need the salary. What you discover in the first month is unexpected. You don't stop working, You start choosing what you work on. The distinction sounds academic. It is not academic. It is the entire thing. You spend 3 weeks building something new, not for income, because the problem is interesting and the problem chose you. And for the first time in your adult life, you get to follow that without asking permission. This is what nobody tells you about financial freedom. It is not about doing nothing. It is about doing only what deserves your yes. The sixth rule: freedom is not the absence of work. It is the absence of obligation. The work you choose when you don't have to work is the clearest version of who you actually are. Level 7, the full circle. Age 42 plus. You are sitting with someone, 24 years old. She works 2 jobs, her balance is $1,800. She asked you how you did it. You don't give her a strategy, not yet. First, you tell her the truth about what it felt like at the beginning. The 1st and the 15th, the $200 you moved to savings and moved back. The low, constant hum of arithmetic underneath everything. She nods before you finish the sentence. She knows that hum. She's been living inside it. You tell her that the hum doesn't disappear overnight. It fades, level by level, slowly, then suddenly. That the first buffer quiets it, the first side income shifts it. The first time the machine runs without you, something inside you reorganizes permanently. You tell her the number isn't the thing. The ratio is the thing, the direction of dependency. You tell her the machine doesn't ask if you're ready. It opens every morning and it takes whoever shows up. She writes it down. You don't know if she does it, but you remember someone telling you something once that you wrote down and you only half believed. And somewhere in the half that believed it, you started. Outside, the city moves. The first will come for her the way it came for you. The question is only what she builds between now and then. And somewhere in this city tonight, there is someone checking their balance at 11:43 p.m. The number is $2,190. The account refreshes. The number doesn't change. They are not behind. They just haven't started yet. The machine is open. It always is.